my biggest topics that I keep getting like messaged about is my parents. And I think that the way I've portrayed my whole family and my parents and everything through my videos kind of lets you guys believe that my parents are so cool and different and like non-traditional, this and that. But to be honest, I really feel like you guys deserve like a video of my teen years. I tried making a video called Pakistani Problems, and if you ever go through my comments, you'll see how badly it was mistaken for me complaining and making my parents look bad and not respecting my culture and stuff. But luckily, there's like 100,000 of the people that, are normal and understand that I was just listing common things that Pakistani people go through when they're growing up. And the reason I involved the Middle Eastern word is because I figured they can relate because they go through the same kind of stuff. But anyways, this is just going to be me talking just because I feel like I really, you guys deserve an explanation as far as like my teenage life and what I had to go through to get to where I am. And it may make some of you feel better because I know like when I'm going through something bad and I feel like, oh, other people go through it too, I kind of feel better about it even though it's like I'm still in the situation. So just to let you guys know and clear up some misunderstandings, when I was like 10 through 19, I had they see parents. Like I had very, very cultural, like normal parents. And it was the hardest thing. Like I swear to God, like I don't even know where to start because there's so many things that I wish that I could have just changed. Like, I mean, I wasn't doing anything wrong and I felt like I was constantly being questioned. I was being judged by my parents. I was almost like their trophy to display to the whole Desi community, and they wanted something to brag about. So it's like they'd put me in this class, do this, do that. It was always like about appearance and about just making them look good. And I know that their intention was never to like use their children as like making them look good, but that's just the way the culture works. And I'm definitely not like blaming my parents. I know that it wasn't easy for them to raise, Pakistani children in a different country that they weren't even like used to. But it's only funny now that I've gone like through it, because I know if you're watching this and you're 16 or 15 and you're going through it, it's hell and it's very unfair and it's very annoying. But I'm here to tell you that sometimes it gets better. I mean, in my situation, like obviously now I'm 23 and I live with my boyfriend who's not Muslim, and I wear shorts and I drink. Like, I mean, yeah, I do these things. And the thing is, it's my decision, it's my choice, but I'm old enough now to make these choices. And I'm not saying they're the right path or the right decisions, but they're right for me. Like, I accept who I am and I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable. And luckily my parents can accept it now too at a different age. But when I was 10 through 19, I had so many things I had to go through. Like, for example, I live in Florida, by the way, so it's fucking hot, like, every day. Even our winters are, like, 60 degrees. Like, they're not, too cold. And for the longest time, I just wished I could be white just because I wanted to wear shorts. I wanted to wear tank tops. Like, I wanted to be normal and not even, like, show off. Just, I was hot. Like, I wanted to wear something that wasn't going to be, like, skin tight and, like, making me hotter. And my mom would go nuts. Like, even if I had capris, like, it was all about, like, no, you have to wear jeans. And I think she was cool with it, but I think she was worried about what other people would think. Like, I swear to God, it's not the parenting half the time, it's what other people are going to think about them. So parents have to, in turn, get double crazy strict on their children so that they don't look like they're retards raising, animals or whatever. And also, um, having guy friends. I was a big tomboy, like, my whole life until I was, like, 15 or something, and I wanted to play with boys. Like, I wanted to go play football, I wanted to just roll around in dirt. Like, I was a freaking nasty girl, and my mom would never let me. Like, this lady had me wearing shalvar kameez and fucking, like, I don't know, wearing bangles and just being a girl, like, trying to, like, make me pretty. And I just didn't want to be pretty. I wanted to be a boy. Like, I really wanted to go in the dirt. I had a moped, for crying out loud. Zoom zoom. Like, I'd run around the neighborhood and I would fucking go crazy. Like, I loved it. Like, I was a freaking boy. And I remember when I was 14, she sold it behind my back. Like, this woman sold my moped behind my back. And I was so mad because it was, like, my favorite thing in the whole world. And anyway, so she got rid of it. And later, when I was 14 is when I wore hijab. So I kind of became a little bit more feminine by natural, like, nature. Like, I just started being a woman or whatever. And I got into, like, eyeliner, like, kajal, not even eyeliner, just the solma or whatever. And my older cousins, I would constantly go to Boston, which they were both hijabis at the time, and they're very into, like, girly things. So I kind of became a girl with them. Like, I was like, oh, cool, this is kind of fun. Like, I'm prettier. So I did that for, like, I don't know, ever. And at the same time, though, I still just wanted to be, like, with the boys. Like, I was always, like, attracted to guys. Like, obviously, like, I just wanted to be around them, and I thought they were funny and joking and, like, gross, and I wanted to be like that. So I just wish that I could hang out with them and it wasn't like a secret or like I'm gonna feel like I'm going to hell. But of course I couldn't. So even though I'd go to the Friday like halakas and stuff, I would be caught like in the playground just swinging with my guy friends or just like, I don't know, playing football in front of the mosque. Like I was always like with the guys, you know? But here's that ride home from the masjid, which is a 40-minute ride, and my mom is like chewing my ear off, like, why weren't you in the halakha room, and why weren't you in the circle, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, lady, like, oh my god, like, I just don't care. Like, I wanted to just play football, okay? So, anyways, that's one thing I dealt with for a long time. Now, school itself is, you know, hard for anyone, but if you're a fucking, like, person like me who doesn't know shit about female things, you don't know things about guys because you're not allowed to, I'm just, like, nowhere. I didn't fit in anywhere. Like, middle school was the worst years of my life. Like, I will never repeat middle school. I hated it so much. And I don't know, like, just little things, like, in middle school, I walked to school because it was, like, literally in my back neighborhood. Like, there's a path, like, you can go. The school was right there. And a bunch of boys and girls would walk together and, like, hang out and talk and whatever. And one time, I tried to walk home with the boys and girls. There was a mixture. My dad found out because I was calling the day before to, like, I guess confirm, like, oh yeah, I'll walk with you. And my dad picked up my phone call on the house phone. Like, he just picked it up. I guess he needed to either use the phone or he thought I was on the phone. I don't know. But he picked up the phone and he heard a guy. So when I hung up and came out of my room thinking I'm so slick, like, oh, I just got off the phone with a guy, like, I'm so cool, and my parents will never find out, my dad questions the shit out of me. And he's like, so what are you doing tomorrow after school? And I was like, I'm just gonna walk home, like, with all the neighborhood kids. I was freaking out. I was like 12 years old. And he's like, no, I think my mom and I will, your mom and I will pick you up. And I'm just like, oh shit, like, well, what did I do? Like, why? And like, I looked at him and I could just tell he listened to my conversation. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So the next day at school, I had to hunt down my friends, which I only see after school. And I had to tell them, like, I can't walk home with you guys. Don't wait for me. My parents are getting me because I'm a fucking retard. So, and of course, these, like, white kids are just like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Like, why can't she walk home? They don't understand. Obviously, like, I'm just, you know, crazy. And my parents, on the other hand, picked me up. And for the rest of the year, they picked me up. And it was, like, the stupidest thing because it took them longer to go to the roads and drive and pick me up than it would have for me to cut through and just walk home. Like, they're ridiculous. Like, I don't know what they were afraid of at the time. I'm 12, so I'm thinking, like, what the hell is wrong with my parents? Like, why can't I have friends? Blah, blah, blah. But obviously, they just didn't want me to end up, like, I guess, to become Americanized or get pregnant or some shit. So, I mean, they should have known that they raised a great kid. Like, I'm a great kid, so I'm not going to do that. But I guess they had their own worries, you know. And also, just while I'm ranting, and this video, like, it was cracking me up because, like, I'm going through my childhood. Like, it was horrible. And, I mean, I know, okay, before I get, like, 500 comments saying, like, oh, you're so ungrateful, you're in America, blah, blah, blah. I know. Like, shut the fuck up. I know. I'm just listing things that I went through, so I'm not disrespecting my parents. And this is definitely, just to clear it up, memory lane. Like, this is not a stab at my parents. I freaking love them, and if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am now. So obviously they did a great ass job, but I'm just saying the problems I went through as when I was that age. I didn't know what the hell they were doing, and I thought they were crazy. So let's fast forward a little bit. I don't know. Okay, so I'm in 10th grade, and my best friend was a girl. Her name was Kat. And this bitch, like, I love her. I still am friends with her. Like, she's great. I lived 3 houses away from her. It was like a street, like a corner or whatever. And she would always come over. Like, after school, we would hang out all the time at my house. So occasionally, she'd want me to come over and watch movies and hang out at her house, which is down the street. And I swear to you, like, I would be there. I'm 16, by the way, in this story. I would be hanging out watching, I don't know, we were, like, nerds. Like, we would watch, like, dumb shit, like, I don't know, like, Devil Wears Prada, and, you know, movies like that, not, like, crazy stuff. And my dad would drive me crazy. This man would call me and call me and call me every 10 minutes and ask for me to come home because he can't sleep until I'm in bed. And I'm like, Dad, homie, like, I'm around the corner and I have a car, like, I'm driving and I'm literally, like, I'll tell you when I get home. But no, they couldn't sleep until I was in bed, like, until I was underneath their roof or whatever. And I would have to pretty much leave every hangout, like, early and just go home so that they could sleep. And it was very annoying, but I understand, like, if I had a child, I get it now. Like, I would obviously want to make sure they're safe and sound before I go to sleep and, you know, like, drift off into my dreams. But it was just so selfish because, like, I felt like I'm 16, like, I felt like they didn't trust me. I just felt so, like, always questioned, judged, misread, and, like, misunderstood. Like, I always felt like they don't trust me as, like, what they raised me. So I always felt like, F you, like, why don't you love me and trust me because you raised me and I'm great, like, blah, blah, blah. And on top of that, I didn't lie to my parents until I was, like, 17. Like, that's when I had my first boyfriend. I was 17. And yes, that was my first kiss. I've only kissed 2 people before Donald, and so a total of 3 people. And I know some people are gonna be like, oh my god, you're going to hell. But honestly, like, 3 people at 23, I think that's a pretty good thing. And the first guy I kissed, like, it was 4 months after I was dating him, and he was, like, my first boyfriend, and that was, like, a whole situation because I had to constantly lie and hide. And I was a hijabi, by the way. Like, I was all kinds of messed up. So I had my first job at a dollar store, and like I would literally, like, it was such crazy things I had to go through. Like, I would hang out at his house and I would go to my job and I'd have my work clothes and stuff. But my parents would think that I'm at work that whole time. They didn't know that I was like going to his house, then going to work, blah, blah, blah. And one time after Quran class, I had my Quran like in my car, and I had my sisters and my moms and everybody's like in my car. And I guess I forgot them in my car. I don't know. So anyways, I go to work. Like, they think I'm at work, but really I was at my boyfriend's house. And my sister, who knew about my boyfriend, like, thank God we were friends, she called me and she's like, oh my God, like, we're going to Quran class, but you're at work, so we need the Qurans, like, the ones that we study with, and we're coming to your job to pick them up. And I was like, oh shit, no you're not, because I'm not at work, I'm at my boyfriend's house. And it was just horrible. I had to rush down Blanding. I don't know if people watching me, like, know me, but I had to go from, like, okay, it was from, like, Chuckers on Blanding near the dollar store to Ridgecrest. It was like crazy, like, you know, traffic, Blanding, whatever. And I had to get there in like 5 minutes because my parents' house was like near my job. So it was like 5 minutes away. And I made it there, and somehow it all worked out, and I got them the Qurans and everything was fine. But it was constant, like, on the edge. Like, I had to like know everything about everything or else my mom would see me. I had been in the car with my boyfriend driving to the mall, and my little sister and my mom went driving, and I saw them pass me, so I had to duck down in the car seat. Like, shit like that I just hated. Like, I hate doing that stuff. Some people think it's exciting and fun and cool and whatever, but to me, that shit was so, like, paranoia. Like, I was always paranoid. I was always on edge. I was always freaking out about who's gonna see me, what I'm gonna do, like, whatever. So that didn't obviously work out anyways, but I'm glad because, like, it was crazy. Like, I hated lying, and I hated having to, like, have a story for this or have a lie made up for that, or, you know, whatever. So that if my parents caught me, I had, like, excuses in my head, like, pre-made excuses, like, how sad, you know? So yeah, I've been there. I know what you guys are going through, and I'm just here to tell you, like, it does get better. Like, you just have to be a good kid. Like, don't lie, and I mean, I did lie, I'm saying that, but I'm saying if you can avoid it, like, just do what your parents want you to do for, like, as long as you can. Get into a good college, like, get far away, like, get freedom, do your own thing. But before you go crazy and just, like, go nuts on them and, like, oh, I'm gonna be my own person, you really have to, like, be independent. Like, for example, before I did any of this stuff, like, standing up to them and, like, dating and this and that, I had my own car, like, in my name. I paid for it. My insurance, my cell phone, everything was in my name. So, for example, if my parents were going to be, like, assholes and they're going to be like, oh, you can't because it's in our name, they didn't have a chance to. Like, it was all mine, and I paid for it. I worked hard for it. I had 3 jobs at one point. Like, I worked for everything I have, and that's why I feel like sometimes I don't, like, need their help, even though, of course, I'll always need my parents. I made it to a point where I wasn't going to look stupid. Like, I didn't want to make a decision, go do something, and then go back to my parents like, oh, but I still need your help. Then that would look stupid, you know? So if you're at a point where you feel like you're a good person and you're not hurting anybody and you really want to, like, kind of, like, do your own thing and be your own person, blah, 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 make sure you have your shit together. Don't just go nuts and, you know, go curse your parents out and tell them that you're 18 and you're an adult, because you're really not an adult at 18. You're an adult when you're an adult. Like, when you start paying for shit, you have your stuff together, you're in school, like, you know, you're doing the right things. That's when I think you're an adult. So 18 isn't shit. Like, I don't care what age you are. You have to, like, have your stuff together. If you're still depending on them for everything, then you're not an adult. I'm sorry. And also, the moving out thing wasn't until years later, but at 19 is when I met Donald, and that's when I was like, I've been done lying, because before that I dated Muslims, and I did, like, adult dating, like, where I thought I was gonna have, like, nikahs and, like, go and get engaged and stuff like that. So I, like, met a couple of them, and it just didn't work out, so, you know, whatever. But I had my parents included. Like, I had them meet some of them. I brought them home. Like, I was all about, like, look, Dad, I'm gonna bring someone. Like, I'm not trying to hide and lie. So by the time Donald came around, it was like, look, I tried your guys' way. Like, I'm just not meant to be with Pakistani people. I don't know. Like, it just wasn't for me. And I met a good person. So, I mean, yeah, it all worked out for me, at least so far. And I guess I'm just trying to say that my life's not perfect, and it never was. And my parents were never like, oh, cool, date and let's all be friends. Like, it wasn't like that. They put me through the normal Desi, like, craziness when I was a teenager, and they were extra paranoid, extra, like, on my ass. Even for school events, like, they were just so paranoid that something was gonna happen, or just would want me home. Like, one time my dad told me I couldn't go to the school, like, it was like a play or something, because it was raining outside. And I'm like, Dad, our school is, like, it was up the street from, like, my neighborhood is so cool. Like, it was on the corner of my neighborhood. I swear to God, it was 5 minutes away. Like, you go to one light, you take a right, and then there's one more light, and there's my school, like, literally. So I went, because I was, like, in 11th grade. It was ridiculous. I'm like, Dad, I'm going. And plus, that's the boyfriend I had at the time, so I wanted to meet him there. But I was gonna go. I was like, I'm not gonna let rain stop me. So that was just nuts. But I've had, like, the weirdest excuses from my parents about why I can't do things, or why we don't do things. Like, they would just make up stuff. So yeah, just hang in there and don't do anything drastic, and like don't go crazy or anything. Just understand that they're coming from a good place. They mean well. They love you, and in their head they really think that they're protecting you and that they're doing the right thing, even though it's coming off as, you know, completely irrational sometimes. Just deal with it, and until you get your own place, or until you like take control and like get yourself together and be independent, then it's just gonna have to be like that. So I guess my advice would be, try your hardest to like be independent and not depend on anybody, like not just your parents but anybody. Like, don't depend on a roommate, don't depend on friends, like just do your own thing. Like, if you have to work every day for like a year and not have any days off, like do it, you know, like do what you have to do and get to where you want to be, because being happy is so worth it. Like, I don't think anyone should be miserable. I don't think it's fair that people feel like they don't have choices, or, you know, like the ability to go do their own thing. Like, you really do. And if you are 18, then that's where you can be like, well, I can get a job and I can do this and that, because technically you could. The cops can't do anything. But I don't want to like recommend going against your parents. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I like parents, you know. I get along with almost everybody's parents. Like, I do like parents. I just think that sometimes if they're going overboard, then you deserve to do your own thing and be happy too. That's all. So I hope this kind of gave you guys more insight to my life and all that great stuff, and, you know, all that jazz. But yeah, subscribe to my channel, and obviously, as you can tell, it's very random. It's very not like, I don't know, consistent. Like, I have funny videos, I talk about my life, I try to give advice, like I just do everything. So if you like that, subscribe and share, and if not, just have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.